In this video we're going to show you how to change the combination on a Montgomery Ward's 9000 or similar safe. They're fairly easy. You're going to need a few tools. I'm just using a regular screwdriver with a couple of different bits. We're going to use a 1/4 inch nut driver, a number 2 Phillips head bit, and you can use a pocket knife, but I just use a very tiny small flathead bit. Now this is not teaching you how to crack safes, but it is teaching you how to change the combination once you have a safe that is unlocked. So first of all, you need to have the safe unlocked. Then when you open it up, it's going to look like this. You have a metal panel here, and what we're going to have to do is remove that metal panel. To do that, use the 1/4 inch nut driver and remove the 6 screws. And the inside is going to look like this. That's the inside of your lock. Okay, this is your gear that opens and shuts your bolts. This is actually a security spring. This is your lock combination box. Inside here is where your lock combination works, and if this cover is removed, this spring engages, and once the door is locked, the spring will engage into this hole right here, making it where as long as this panel is removed, the safe will not unlock. So if the door is open when it's removed, the safe will not close. If it is closed as the door, because with an unlocked position, you can take the panel off, and then if you close the door and lock it, this spring is going to pop into place, and there's no way to actually get the combination or to get the door back open. So you want to be very careful of that. First thing we're going to do to change the combination is we're going to have to remove the plate over the combination box, and that's 2 Phillips head screws right there. Now this is a very well made and very heavy duty safe, but you must be very careful after removing this plate, because the inside of the combination box is all made with pieces that are made out of very fragile plastic. Once you remove this panel, you're going to see that the inside of the combination, all the combination plates are actually made out of plastic, so you have to be very careful. Because it was made in the early 70s, the odds of being able to get spare parts for it are probably very slim. So to remove that plate, you want to put pressure on your spring right here, and then the plate will just jiggle out nice and easily like that. And there is your combination plates right there. Now here we're at the combination plate. First thing we have to do is take this retaining spring off. I say it's a spring because it's actually 3 layers. The hardest part is to find the edge of it, and then I just use the edge of that little flathead, and kind of careful as you're doing it because you don't want to break it. There we go. You want to get if you get the screwdriver underneath the edge and bring it up, then you can just follow it around, and it will release that retaining ring. And there you go. And the retaining ring comes off. Next piece is going to be the first combination plate. Now the first plate that comes off is the last digit in the code. So if your combination is, we're going to set to 10, 20, 30, the combination would be first plate down here, the closest to the bottom is 10, 20, and then the top one is 30. 30 is your top plate is your last combination number. Then you have a little separating plate. You want to keep them in order. Then the next one comes off. You want to jiggle it real nice and easily. It might have some corrosion there. It might not come off real easy. That's your second number in your combination. Then you get another separation plate. And finally your last number in your combination. Again, carefully jiggle it off. So now you have all your pieces taken apart. So now you have your combination. starting with your last number. So it's going to be, we're going to set it as 10, 20, 30. So how you set the combination wheels, if you look closely, well, first of all, if you pop out the center, each wheel is 2 pieces. Well, it's actually 3. This is just part of the works. It has to have this little ring in here that slides back and forth. That's part of the combination works. You want to make sure that moves real nice and easily. If it catches up or anything like that, if it drags, it's going to cause the combination to be off. So you're going to take your wheel, and if you look, there's a little tiny pointer right on one side. You're going to have, it's going to be perfectly round except for it's going to have a flat edge and a little pointer right at the end. That is your dial. And if you look on your other part of the ring, it has all the way from 0 all the way to 100. This safe actually has a million different combinations. So we're going to set our first one at 10. So you're going to put that dial right at the number 10, and it'll click into place because it's got little splines on either side, so they click into place so they can't turn. So we're going to set that one for 10. Take the second one out, again, pop out the center, find the dial, set it to 20. Yeah, we can find 20. There we go. And then snap it and lock it in place. And then the final one we're going to set to 30. And snap it back into place. So now we've actually reset the combination. All we got to do is reassemble the combination box. Okay, what we're going to do now is reassemble the combination box. It's actually probably easier than disassembling it. So you're going to take your first wheel and set it in place. And you might need to jiggle it just a little bit. Do not force it. If you have to force it, there's something blocking it. You want to take it off and make sure it's clean. Once you get it on there, make sure the wheel spins. It's not going to spin freely, but it will spin nice and smooth. I mean, you're not going to be able to spin it and have it spin around on its own, but you want it to be able to spin nice and smooth. Now when you do that, when you push these on, sometimes it'll actually pop the center wheel out. So you want to make sure when it's on that your first number is set at the same number. It's at 10. Then we're going to set the next spacer in there, and then get your second wheel. Make sure this is the one set to 20. We're going to slide it on there, set it down in place, make sure it's flowing nice and smooth. And then you're going to put your other spacer in there. And then your final combination wheel, this is 30, and we're going to set that in there. And then the final thing is to put your locking retaining ring on. Now to get the retaining ring on, it's a lot easier than getting it off. I actually just separate the retaining wheel with my fingernail there and put the edge of it down into the groove and hold it with my other finger and then work it around, and it will roll right down into place. Again, be very careful with it, because finding another one of these retaining wheels or these retaining springs is probably going to be difficult. Now once it's on there, you want to still, if you turn your top wheel, keep turning it one direction, you'll see that it'll eventually catch the second wheel and it'll start turning. Keep turning it and you'll see it'll eventually catch the third wheel and it'll start turning. Now if that doesn't happen, something's wrong, because each wheel turns the next. Just like the top wheel will turn the second wheel will turn the third, and vice versa. So now you got your box all back together. You got your new combination set at 10, 20, 30. We just have to put it back onto the safe. Okay, we're back to your safe door now, and this is where we left it. Your little spring catch here is a safety. If you mess with the door without the combination plate on there, it's going to lock into place, in which case there's no opening it now. You can turn the dial all you want, it will not open. The safe is permanently locked until that plate is put back on there. Or if you just push it back by hand and lock it in place. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the plate back in place. Carefully slide it back in place. Like I said, okay, this is very important. See this little pin guy right here? There's a little pin here, and you're going to want to make sure all your wheels have the opening for the combination. They all have openings on the wheels. You want to set all those openings together and in the general vicinity. This is going to sit like this. You want to put those openings right over here in this general vicinity. So now it'll slide on without getting caught by that lever there. Now, you should have to push the spring back just a hair and the plate should go right back into place. Now, you can move it open and close and it's not going to affect it because the cover panel actually holds the spring in place. Once that cover panel is removed, the spring is free to lock in here. If it locks in there, like I said, it's going to permanently lock the safe. Now you want to just secure it with your 2 screws using your number 2 screwdriver. Now warning, now that we're done and the combination is set, it will lock and unlock using your new combination. But be very careful to check your combination several times, many times before you actually lock the safe. For some reason, if something had slipped or the number had jumped on one of the wheels and you actually threw the combination off and you close the safe assuming everything is proper, you might never be able to open it up again. Okay, next thing we're going to do is verify that our combination is good. The safe is in the unlock position right now. We're going to verify the code is good. We're going to set it. It was set for 10, 20, 30, and it unlocks. Okay, after you've confirmed that the combination is set properly, everything is working, functioning right, before you finish, you want to put your plate back on. You don't want your combination area exposed, any of the guts exposed. So, now you're ready to verify the combination is good, or if you've already verified your combination is good, your safe is ready to be closed up. Your typical combination, you dial forward to the first digit, turn it around, rotate it past the first digit to the second, then stop on the third, and it would be unlocked. That's not the case with this one. With this combination, it's a little more complex. We're going to turn it clockwise several times just to clear the code. We're going to dial to the first digit of the combination, which is 10. Then we're going to continue clockwise all the way around to 10 a second time. Then we're going to continue around again a third time. Keep going clockwise. And then continue clockwise again and hit it a fourth time. So you hit the first digit 4 times. Now we're going to go counterclockwise to the second digit, which is 20. So counterclockwise to 20 once, continue around again 2 times, and you're going to continue around and hit it a third time. So the first number of the combination you're going to hit 4 times, second number you're going to hit 3 times. The third number in the combination is 30. So you're going to come around clockwise again 30 once. And then you're going to continue around again and hit 30 twice. Now typically that would be the unlock combination. The safe is still locked. That's where these safes are a little more complex. Now once we dialed in our combination, like I said, the first digit you hit it 4 times going clockwise. Second digit you go counterclockwise, hit your second number of the combination 3 times. And then again clockwise to the third number of the combination, you have to hit it twice. Now, if you hit the combination correctly, it'll still be locked, but if you dial it counterclockwise all the way back to 0, if you dialed in the combination right, you should hear a little tiny click. That means you did hit the combination right, but as you can see, again, it is still locked. The trick with this one is after you get back to 0, you turn it clockwise again, doesn't matter what number, you just turn clockwise until it stops. And now the safe is unlocked.